you mentioned at the right after you were recruited, about the rousing speech that the commander gave, and no better feeling than to kill a terrorist. Can you say more about what they taught you during your training about the Palestinians and about the state of Israel and the rationale for all what was going on?
Actually, in general, they don't really deal with the politics. I mean, what you know, or what we knew, was that there is a violent conflict. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning, we were hardly even talking about the Palestinians. I mean, all the drills were about the Syrian army. But again, we're talking about a time that every week there was a suicide bombing, so at least one of us would have to run out with his cell phone and call his family according to where he lives, because there was he had to check that everyone's okay with his family. So they didn't even have to reprogram us when it comes to this feeling that you're doing something important. But actually, when I was in commander's course, like a year and a half afterwards, that was the only time that I remember that they were actually dealing with these issues, because they played a movie about the Operation Defensive Shield. It's the operation in 2002 where the IDF basically conquered all the Palestinian cities in the West Bank. And there was a big story about a soldier that told like journalists, I think from the CNN or something, somewhere in the area of that, he does not understand what an Israeli soldier is doing in a foreign city, something like that. He said it in a much more poetic way. He said it inside a Palestinian house. There was a big fuss around it. They kicked the soldier out of the unit, out of the military, and they played this movie on commander's course. And then they asked us, they didn't ask us if we agree with him talking or not talking, because that's easy. You are told as a soldier you're not supposed to speak to the media. But they asked us, do we agree with the soldiers? Do we agree that soldiers have nothing to look in Palestinian cities? And probably if one of us would have said yes, he would have been kicked out of commander's course. Because how can you be a commander if you don't think that our place is in the West Bank? And I was sitting there and I wasn't sure what to do, because to be honest, even then, I said, well, we have nothing to look there. You know? But obviously I said nothing, because I wanted to be a commander. But that's the thing, really about how things are, why things are happening. You don't really deal with it like the military as a structure. They don't really deal with it. They deal with the bigger issues, like about comradeship and the need to make sacrifices and belong to the country and stuff like that. But because the war is here, you know, it's not something remote. You grow up on this. You grow up on this narrative. You are already cooked when you get there. You know, this you get from your family, from the educational system. You know, like the whole narrative. It doesn't start when you're 18.